Magandang umaga sa inyong lahat.
Magandang umaga po.
Yes, I am very glad that all of you answered our call for this press conference. My name is Loida Nicolas Lewis. I am the chair of the U.S. Pinoys for Good Governance. The sponsor, and with me, they will introduce themselves later on, are some of our co-sponsors in this day tomorrow, a global day of prayer. Vonz Santos.
Good morning, everyone. As Loida said, I actually started blogging and writing about this particular issue last year, primarily because when I started, there was very little mention in the U.S. media about the Philippines' involvement with the Spratly scenario. In fact, it was mostly tagged with Vietnam and the other claimants. And I was very concerned that our government response needed to be a little more stronger, and there was very little awareness amongst the Filipino, especially the Filipino-American community, about this issue. So I want to start off by saying that right now the Philippines is running out of options. Every statistical and strategic perspective where the Filipino has a chance to secure its claims and gain against the Chinese government's ambition to take from us our land and resources tells us that we don't stand a chance, that we will lose. And according to China, if we get in the way of their plans, they will defend with military action without a question. So if we Filipinos assert our claims, we will be knocked down. This means we are expendable. We are collateral damage. We can be killed off and history can write it off later on. And they're most likely right. The scenario right now, according to the current state of affairs, leads to that kind of scenario, a very negative one. So let's just say how it is. The Americans have repeatedly stated that while there is a mutual defense treaty, the official American policy is that they will not get involved in territorial disputes. A very diplomatic way of saying to the Philippines that you're alone for now, we're not sure yet. In the last few months, China affected our banana industry, effectively stopped us from fishing in the Scarborough Shoal and halted China tourism into the Philippines. Literally with a flick of a wrist. It's like political kung fu. The collapse of the last ASEAN conference, where our Department of Foreign Affairs was disrespected, highlighted China's influence and ability to stifle a multilateral discussion. I read they even sabotaged the microphone as the Philippines began to speak. It's almost funny, but almost. And my favorite is when China announces a fishing ban on the South China Sea for environmental purposes. To save face and for the safety of our fishermen, our president issues a simultaneous fishing ban for environmental purposes as well. And a week later, there are nearly 70-something Chinese fishing boats in the area, taking anything and everything. Meanwhile, our Filipino fishermen are looking to sell their boats and find new jobs. You know, I'm not a political analyst, but from a 10,000-foot view, that one seems like a huge joke. You know, however, it's not really funny. And as I said, the Philippines right now is running out of options. And we should be sad. Personally, I think sadness is a healthy response to this scenario. It accepts our weakness. We must be honest with ourselves and accept where we are. But I'm not here today to tell you that there's no hope and it's all dark. I'm here because I have hope. This is the fourth international event of the U.S. Pinoys for Good Governance regarding the Chinese threat. Last year in July, we held the first international protest of Filipinos worldwide at the Chinese consulates. We responded to China. We responded to China because last year they were proudly announcing their beautiful new deep-sea oil rig, the CNOP 981, and shared proudly their plans to install it 75 nautical miles from the Philippine shore. At that time last year, some of our own Filipino friends resisted the significance of this matter. Some even called us alarmists. In less than a year from that time, we find ourselves facing a naval standoff at the shoal where international media now refers to the South China Sea as, and I quote, the next potential flashpoint for global conflict. A month after our protest, last July, we were relieved because the scheduled installation of that deep-sea oil rig did not take place. But the job was not finished. It was only just the beginning. As of May this year, that same mobile oil rig now sits 198 nautical miles southeast of Hong Kong, just 2 miles short of the 200 nautical mile economic zone limit, and many analysts are anticipating China to move it further southeast, which of course would now be in Philippine territory. The device to extract our oil and resources is inching towards us, so we're not out of the woods. So as I said, while we have the right to defend ourselves, we know we truly can't on a military level. We hope our allies will stand by us, but they do so right now at a distance. Our options run thin. But we have one thing they cannot take away from us. We have a shield. This shield is the truth. The truth of the Philippine position is the only defense we own, short of complete submission. And what is that truth? The truth that what belongs to us may be taken by force. The truth that a powerful country is at our doorsteps, ready to claim our territory. The truth that in an instant, beyond our control, we may find ourselves stuck in the middle of a no-win scenario for the Filipinos, where lives are at stake, where people will die. The truth that our government is running out of diplomatic options because China is simply too strong and influential. The truth that we need to ask for the compassion and sympathy of the world to recognize that the Filipino is worthy to help. The truth that we are a people so determined to uplift ourselves from a history of oppression, that we are a rare country that where people have marched in people power to give ourselves democracy. The truth that we own is our only asset. It's like a candle in a dark room. It belongs on top of a lampstand so it can share its light to many. That lampstand is the media. You, with pens on your notepads, your fingers in your laptops, the microphones in your hands, and the cameras that you hold. You are the front line. You are the soldiers of peace. You must be that lampstand. Each time we gather for this cause, it is a statement that we say each and every one of us is worthy of freedom, and worthy to be prosperous. President Aquino and Foreign Affairs Secretary have made statements for Filipinos to unite on this cause. A leader I spoke with recently told me that, unfortunately, the world won't pay attention to our plea until people start dying. But I say no. I say we act now to preserve peace. So today, I challenge the media, especially Filipinos in media, television, radio, internet, social websites, blogs, to recognize your power to spread the truth. I challenge you to spread your reach farther than you ever have before. I challenge the media to be a hero for peace. Media, I ask you to please tell the world, please hear our cry, please feel our tears, to please help us before this spins out of control and a single person dies over this. To please recognize that we are worthy to be treated as human beings with universal rights. The truth is, we are not helpless. That is why we deserve the world's help. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you for that spirited talk.